Um, as here it is, as usual, straightforward, but we are explained, um, like in the translation, we are told that although he is present in his abode, he is all pervading and everything is situated within him. So it's somewhat a donut hole inside of another donut hole. So although he is in his planet, his own abode, his own realm in somewhat, he is still everywhere and everything is within him. Then here we're told that he is expanded everywhere, and in each of these other planets that we are told constantly that we can only attain them if we focus our devotion and service unto him. That's only when we can attain them, when we constantly think about him. Even we were told um, on how to think about him at the time of death, and we are told that this process normally involves any form of yoga, but we are recommended that specific form of yoga, which is Bhakti Yoga or devotional service, because it's easy in our time. We can't do any other form of yoga due to it being nearly impossible. So we are told that one can enter into the planetary system by this yoga. And in all of these sort of planets, there is only one supreme God, Krishna, who has expanded himself into millions and millions of other expansions. Now, we may have discussed previously when we were talking about our constitutional position um, here in somewhat of a spiritual perspective. We were told that we are an expansion, and even the demigods are an expansion. So we're told here that here in these other spiritual planets, he has expanded himself also into millions and millions of forms. Um, and we're given a description of these expansions, and we're told that they are four-armed and reside over the innumerable spiritual planets and are known by a variety of names. And we're then given the example again about the leaves of a tree and the main tree, um, which we were, constantly using as an example as well here to discuss our constitutional position. Um, and what I find important here or key is that his supreme abode systematically conducts all affairs of both universes, material and spiritual, without flaw, by power of his all pervasiveness. So basically, within his supreme abode, he is still able to do whatever he can or whatever he wants to do, be it both material and spiritual. And of course, it's without flaw because we talk of him as the supreme personality of Godhead. So we were given, a brief description of him when we were trying to learn how he is in the previous chapter, and here we're being told how to attain him. So, we were told that he is the truth, he's without flaw, he's big, he's small, he's, biggest of the biggest, smallest of the smallest, and, you know, so we were given a very long description about him and how he is. So basically, he is, now we are being told he is that, like he is an expansion. So this is what I think how he conducts all affairs in both universes, material and spiritual, because he is everywhere. um yeah, and he does it without a flaw. That's all I have to say.
Hare Krishna Prahlad, thank you very much. So I just need clarification. So all these names that are mentioned here, Purushottama, Trivikarma, Keshava, Madhava, Anirudh, Harishikesh, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Sridhara, Vasudev, Damodara, Janardana, Narayana, Vamana, Padmanabha. All these are names of uh, Lord in the four-armed uh, uh, state.
No, depends on what form of Lord you are talking about. So different forms have got different. Like if we talk about uh, Narsima is not mentioned here, so he'll be half lion, half man. So different forms depending on what form you have seen the Lord under. That will be the form of a Lord. Yeah. So the Vishnu form will be forearm form. Richa wanted to say something.
Yes, Richa Mataji, unmute kindly.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Actually, I don't know. I wasn't able to unmute. I don't know why. I was showing that you're not allowed to unmute right now.
Okay, but now you're unmuted, we can talk.
Yeah, what I wanted to say is that there are three types of Vishnu until I remember. One is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and there are different forms of Vishnu, and one of the Vishnu even resides in our heart. So, generally, this is like a normal, it's not like a complete explanation on the text, but this is just like as a perspective of a normal human, how everyone gets busy in their life, and they always have this thing that only if I go temple I will chant one round, because Krishna is not here, I can't see Krishna, Krishna is not with me. They start doubting themselves in so many situations. Like, this is my personal experience, you start doubting yourself, that oh, Krishna is not supporting you just because you're not with him and you're far from him. So it is very important that a person or anyone just remembers that Krishna is in our heart in the form of a Vishnu. We are not separated from Vishnu. As I said, I think the other day, that we are similar to him in quality wise. We are just different in quantity wise, that he has a lot of power. And we just have like a tiny reflection of him, like just a bit reflection of him, that, and we are still in the end part and parcel of Krishna. So everything has originated from us, like from him, like we are originated from him, and everything else we have made it. So indirectly, even if we look at the universe or even materialistic things, they are the creation of Krishna. So one should always believe that Krishna is everywhere. Whatever we are doing, he's monitoring. Even if we are here or in the spiritual world or on the heavenly planets, Krishna is monitoring every single thing. So it is very important to have that thought in our head, that Krishna is there. He has, I remember talking about this in one of the classes from Hare Krishna temple, I think Bhakti Viksha, that a god, the sign of God is like six opulences. Krishna has six opulences. He has all knowledge, all wealth, all beautiful, and there are three or four more. So it's like, just the way we can't see beyond the wall, this was the example that was given, that we can't see beyond the wall, and we can't see if the smell is like 2-3 kilometers away from us, but Krishna knows every single thing. And we were given this example just, I think, yesterday, that everyone has a ruler above us. Like us, we have a ruler in the government. The government has a ruler, like as the president or the prime minister. Now he has a ruler as the demigods. Now again, demigods are ruled by Krishna. So indirectly, the whole hierarchy, if I talk it in a political way, the whole hierarchy is still coming down from Krishna in the end. Even if we try to connect it through whatever political ways or materialistic ways, it will still go and end up on Krishna. So how much ever you try to escape the fact that Krishna is not the center of everything, it's like the sun, and we are all revolving around him, just like the sun is the power and all the planets are revolving around. So that's Krishna, that sun is Krishna, and we are all like all the materialistic energies, all the expansions, and all the things are just revolving around Krishna. And what I can say is that all the names that are given of Lord Shri Krishna, all of them have a real proof evidence in almost all the books of how the name has been originated, how the expansion has been created, why the expansion has been created. So there is no denial that Krishna is not the creator, and Krishna cannot do anything. Just for like Nrsimha Dev, there is a complete story, and we are so familiar with it. What Krishna did for Prahlad Maharaj, he always comes to save his devotees. It means he always even listens to us, and he's always there with us. That's all I can say. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for that very good realization and reflections. Vishaka Mataji, kindly unmute and
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I suggest a quick one. With me, as you were asking, these names which has been mentioned, Purushama, Trivikarma, Keshava, Madhava, Anuruddha, they are the like expansion of Krishna. Either the plenary expansion when the creation happened, when like Aniruddha, Pradyumna, they were the, like expansion of the expansion. And the other names which has been mentioned is it's like his pastimes according to his needs, requirement during that time. For example, Vamana was creator, was there because he was, the purpose was to get the land, so that you see the reason why these names are part of like his incarnation, either plenary or different sorts of his incarnation, who came to this universe or to this earth to resolve the situation. So that's why these names comes from them, to my understanding. Thank you. Haribol.
Haribol, thank you very much for that understanding. Any more reflections? Any points that we missed out? Another point that the Lord is pervading in both the energies, the spiritual and the material. It has been time and time and time and time told us. But again, that point is coming out over here. Any more addition? Yes, Richa Mataji?
One thing I wanted to mention, that if we go through our introduction, like introduction pages of Bhagavad Gita, there is this one page where Arjuna is asking Krishna that how do I believe you are the supreme personality of Godhead and you are the creator of everything. Then Krishna, I think, tells him to look at him with a very calm mind just for a few seconds. And within those few seconds, Arjuna can actually see the whole universe, all the forms of Krishna, all the animals, trees, birds, everyone present on the Kurukshetra, the sand, the air, and even himself he can see. And there is actually even a quote. There's a quoted line underneath that picture. It's in the Bhagavad Gita itself, which I just thought I would like to share, as it really goes with the topic, where Krishna is actually completely being transparent with Arjuna, and showing him who he actually is, and he is everything. In short, Arjuna can also see all the demigods, all the bad, the ruler of all the bad heavenly planets, like the hell planets. Even those are all the different forms and energies of Krishna in the end. So I think it proves most of it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Richa Mataji, for reminding us about the introduction as well. Thank you. Any more questions or comments before we hand over to Avinash Prabhuji? Okay, Prabhuji, we hand over to you.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So yeah, we start with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So yeah, we are on 822, which is also an important verse. This is attaining the supreme. So Purusha sapara partha bhaktya labhya tvananyanya yash yanta stani bhutani yena sarvam idam tatam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is greater than all, is attainable by unalloyed devotion. So unalloyed devotion is very important in this text, actually. So people need to remember unalloyed devotion. Although he's present in his abode, he's all-pervading. This is another important bit. And everything is situated within him. So that's another important point. So few important points in here. So first of all, Purusha, Sapara Purusha. So he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if we think about the general words, sorry, before I say, so nice contribution from Prahlad and Richa. So I must say that it was good contribution. And also I must actually pay obeisance to Manasi Ganga, who has also joined us. So she will be able to support me with some of the answers. I know she's very much knowledgeable. So yeah, so my obeisances to all of you. So people are so much attracted to the other personalities because they possess some sort of opulence. You know, if we think about the actors, for instance, Amitabh Bachchan, yeah, then we think about the Miss World, yeah, then we talk about the rich people and the sports personality and the soldiers, etc. Yeah, they've got some sort of opulence, but what are they lacking? They haven't got all the six opulences, like Richa Mataji mentioned, all six opulences. Yeah, what are the six opulences? So he's called Bhagavan. Yeah, what is Bhagavan? One who possesses all the opulences. Yeah. So what are the six opulences? All beauty, all knowledgeable, all strength, all fame, all wealth, and all renunciation. So Krishna has got all these qualities. Yeah, that's why he's the supreme. Yeah, he's got all, everything. So if Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, okay, how do we actually achieve him? So how? Bhaktya labhyas tva anyaya. Yeah, the answer is given here. Bhaktya labhyas tva anyaya, which is with unalloyed devotion. Yeah. So also other thing which is mentioned here is Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, a place where everything is full of spiritual bliss. Yeah. So this material world, actually, if you think about it, is like a dream. Yeah. Although in reality, it is temporary. Yeah. So what is real? The reality is the spiritual world. which is going to be always there. It's permanent, and that is a supreme abode. So bhaktya labhyastva anyanya, by devotional service, unalloyed devotional service. So we talked earlier on about in the 7th chapter about the yogis. So yogis actually meditate for a long time on the lotus feet of the Lord. Yogis, by the power of mind, focus on the lotus feet of the Lord. Actually, the lotus feet, why lotus feet initially? This dispels the thick gloom of darkness, of ignorance. So that is why lotus feet of the Lord. Then they meditate on the beautiful chest of the Lord. Yeah. Then the neck of the Lord. Then arms of the Lord. Why arms of the Lord? Because they become fearless. Yeah. Then they meditate on different chakras. You know, they like a chakras, conch shell, and things like that. The Lord is holding. And they also meditate on a beautiful smile of the Lord. Yeah. So what does that beautiful smiles of the Lord do? That dispels the oceans of tear in your hearts. So if you've got sad, yeah, it dispels that sadness. Then they focus on the lotus face of the Lord. So what does the lotus face do? It gives them pleasure. Yeah, it gives pleasure to them. Then the eyes of the Lord. By the glance of the Lord, the threefold miseries of we talked about threefold miseries, they disappear. Yeah, so this is what the yogis do. Yeah. So in unalloyed devotion is us, which we need to concentrate, which is the bhakti part of it, bhakti marga. Yeah, that is what we are concentrating on. So in the text 227 of this Bhagavad Gita, says Indriyanam hi charatam yam mano nu vidiyate tad asya harati pagnam vayur navam ivambasi. So as a strong wind sweeps away a boat on the water, even one of the roaming senses on which mind focuses can carry away a man's intelligence. So just think about it. Even one of the roaming senses on which mind focuses can carry away a man's intelligence. So just think about the yogi part of it. You know, yogi has to concentrate so much actually, and even one thing which can distract him can actually spoil everything. Yeah. So we have seen in the previous verses, what is the point of focusing something which is only to give you temporary happiness? We saw in the um, 7:16, 8:16, yeah. Abrahma Bhuvanaloka Punar Avartino Arjuna Mam Upetya Tu Konteya Punar Janma Navidyate. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest planet, all are places of misery. When in repeated birth and death take place, but one who attains my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. So we cannot focus our mind like yogis in meditation. So what we need to do? Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam. Kalau Nasteva, 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 Gatir Anyatya. So this is the mantra which is given to us in the age of Kali. So we should concentrate on this mantra. Yeah. So for instance, miser, if there is some miser, he focuses everything on money. Yeah. He wants to collect money. Yeah. All the time. So what does we should be doing? A miser wants to, everything he's worried about money all the time. Yeah, how much I can gather. Yeah, how much can I collect, and how much can I put in my pocket? So devotee, actually, we should be actually conjuice. I don't know whether you know what means conjuice, on how we should spend our time. Like a miser, we should collect the holy name. Yeah, we should collect the names of the holy very carefully, and we should be chanting. Like a miser collects the money, the devotee collects the holy name. Yeah, so he remembers. So everything we collect, we remember. So this is the thing. We should always think about the Lord all the time. So material world is one of his manifestation, which is temporary, which is said in here. So our focus should be on where we can get permanent happiness. So bhakti is the only way to achieve this. So in the modern name, we said, as I said, Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. Krishna has come in the form of the holy name. So Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. So we need to focus attentively with our hearts and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we should have unalloyed devotion, that we should not mix bhakti with other desires. For example, we think about the gold. So if we have 8 carat of gold and 16 carat of gold and 18 carats of gold and so on, yeah. But what carries more value? So if I ask you what carries more value, is something which is more pure, yeah. So that is the one which carries more value. So similarly, our devotion will carry more value if we become towards the pureness, unalloyed devotion, which is also mentioned in this text, which is quite important. So if you see, I mean, I'm just saying, we always in the temple we chant, we have 10 offenses, which we should always concentrate on. We must guide against. So I'm just giving an example. The 10 offenses, and of the 10 offenses, for instance, second offense is to consider the names of demigods such as Brahma or Shiva to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Offense number 5, to consider glories of chanting the Hare Krishna to be in imagination. Yeah. Offense number 6, to give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. Offense number 7, sometimes quite a lot of people, I mean, this is the thing, to commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name. This is quite a, this is one of the quite big offense, actually, to commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting holy name. You keep on chanting, then you commit a sinful activities. And you say, okay, tomorrow I'll be chanting again. Yeah. It's like elephant taking a bath. Yeah. You go, elephant takes a bath. Then once he takes a bath, he rolls on the mud. Yeah. When it rolls on the mud, then he needs a bath again. So this kind of thing is not recommended. Yeah. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna to be an auspicious or ritualistic activities mentioned in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. And also the final one of the offense number 10, I'm just giving you 4. I'm not giving you everything. It's a 10 offenses. The final one is to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments, even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. Yeah. So these are some of the offenses we should always look, think of and look. These are the offenses we should be avoiding. So these are the targets, actually. If you think about it, these are our targets. And we should aim through daily practice and try to improve. We all have attachments. That is not a thing. There is no one, I mean, pure devotees won't have, but we all have the attachments. But through the devotional service, we can gradually try to become attached to the Supreme Lord, and at the same time become detached to the unnecessary desires, which are not fruitful for long-term goal, which is to achieve Krishna Prema. So the other thing which is also in mentioned in this verse is that that Krishna is everywhere, all pervading. So Richa Mataji actually mentioned a few things about it. But 9:10, chapter 9, verse 10, it says, the material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, and it is producing all moving and unmoving beings. By its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So, maya drakshena prakriti suyaste sacharacharam hetu nanena tu konteya jagat viparivartate. So it says Krishna is all pervading. He's everywhere. As we know from Bhagavad Gita 10:8, I've mentioned 10:8 few times. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samamvita. He is source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from him. So he is source of everything. So, so yena sarvam idam tatam, everything is situated within him. And so we are all within Krishna's energy. And also Krishna is within us as Paramatma, all pervading. So he's all pervading, he's everywhere. That is the conception of God. God is everywhere, but still he has his abode. Yeah, we know he has his abode. It is just like sun. The sun shines and spreads all over the universe, but still sun has its own residence, yeah, its own abode. Similarly, God has got his own residence. So they are also inhabitants of the planets in the spiritual sky. They are also some liberated souls. In some of the planets, God is manifested with two hands, and in some of the planet, God is manifested with four hands, and the living entities are of the same features, yeah, with four hands. So that one cannot distinguish who is in that one. We cannot distinguish who is God and who is not God. Yeah, that is called Sarupya Mukti, liberation with the same features. Yeah. So there are 5 types of things which actually devotees try to avoid all 5. So there is Sayujya Mukti, which is like impersonal effulgence of the road, Sayujya, impersonal effulgence. The effulgence of the God. Then Sarupya, as I mentioned, is the features, same features as the Lord. Then there is Salokya. Salokya is the live on the same planet. Lok is a planet, Salokya. So live on the same planet as the Lord. Then there is Sarstri. Sarstri is you can have a same opulence as that of God. And Samipya, remain with God as his associate. Samipya is like associate, like Arjun was his associate. Yeah. So that's the 5 type of thing. But the devotee doesn't want any of those. Devotee is whatever Krishna. It's up to you. It's up to Krishna. So we don't like every of these thing is like, if you think about this, these are all self-centered because we are trying to achieve something for us. But devotees should be thinking of a pure love of Krishna. We should be doing something for Krishna rather than thinking about us. Yeah. So just a final 2 thing. We know the nectar of devotion actually says the pure love of God. So there is a verse in Nectar of Devotion 1:12. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam. Rishikena sevanam bhaktir uchyate. So bhakti or devotional service means engaging all our senses in the service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the master of all the senses. When the spirit soul renders service unto the Supreme, there are two side effects. Yeah, there are two side effects. One is freed from all material designation, and one's senses are purified by simply employed in the service of the Lord. Yeah. So that verse is quite important because it says when we do this, we are freed from all material designation and our senses are purified. Yeah. So we, by chanting the name of the Lord, by engaging in his service, our senses gradually, initially we may have some material attachments, but gradually those material attachments starts to diminish. Yeah. And the other verse is quite important. This is always when we do the nectar of devotion. This is always mentioned, and quite a lot of senior devotees mention this. Is anya bilashita sunyam gnana karmadi ananvitam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktir uchyate. So that means perpetual ardent endeavor meant exclusively for Sri Krishna and performed out of genuine kindness to him, when neither prone to any selfish, ulterior desires, nor eclipsed by impersonal knowledge, fruity work, or any other occupation, is known as Uttama Bhakti. So Uttama Bhakti is when here Gnana, Karma, Ananritam. So without any, knowledge sort of thing, impersonal knowledge, or karma, which is, you're trying to get something, a fruity work. Without that sort of thing, then you are actually going towards the Uttama Bhakti. So just another final one. I mentioned this last time, but it's to do with the yoga ladder. Yeah. At the very bottom of the yoga ladder is Ugra Karma. Ugra Karma is like in the lower planets, like an animal species. Animal do eating, mating, um, sleeping and defending. Yeah, eating, mating, sleeping and defending. So that is Ugra Karma, very low level. Then after that, we come to Karma Kanda. Yeah, Karma Kanda is something doing, which I mentioned, the fruitive activities, which are mentioned in here, in Jnana, Karmadya, Anavritam. Okay, um, so that is like a Karma Kanda, and we don't want to do that actually. But having said that, these are still pious people. These are still all pious people. And they always, they go from one place to another, jump on from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga. So the next bit is Karma Yoga. Now, when you do Karma Kanda, possible destination for you is come back to earthly planet, or you go to the Swarg. Yeah. So that is Karma Kanda. So worshipping of demigods, you can go to Swarg. Yeah. Then there is Karma Yoga. Now, Karma Yoga is like there's two parts of it. There is a Sakama Karma Yoga and Nishkama Karma Yoga. Nishkama is without any motivation, any fruit. You don't want any fruits from it. Yeah. And Sakama, there is still some sort of material element left in it. So you have stole something. Okay, yeah. I need something here. So that, if you do Karma Yoga, then possible, your elevation, you go to either Swarg or planets of Prajapati or Rishis. Yeah. And after karma yoga, there is Jnana Yoga. In a Jnana Yoga, you just not meditating on Lord's form, but you are just meditating on your knowledge by saying, okay, this is what I must be doing. By the knowledge, I must not be doing this. I must be doing everything, but you ignore the Lord part of it. And in that, actually, the destination is Brahman, yeah, which is similar to effulgence, yeah. And the Dhyana Yoga, which is the next bit, is a similar sort of thing. So you either go to Brahman, or then you may have realized Paramatma in your heart. So when you sit on meditating on Dhyana, you may have realized Lord in your heart, between your eyebrows, and then you get the the Paramatma form. You realize Paramatma form. So you go to the Vaikuntha planet on the form you have actually meditated upon. And finally, the Bhakti Yoga. So Bhakti Yoga is actually devotional service to the Lord. So whatever you do, you end up in the devotional service to the Lord, which I said, Uttama Bhakti. You end up being in the planet where the Lord resides. Like here, we are in we are meditating, we are chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and doing all our devotional service to Krishna, and not with our selfish motive, nothing. It's just pure love of Krishna. This is what we are trying to get to. So you end up into Golaka Vrindavan. And that's end of my talk. And yeah, if there is any comments or any final questions.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. You took us through a great journey. Just in one shloka, we got a lot of our concepts clarified. Before I summarize, Richa Mataji has a question or a comment. Richa?
Hare Krishna, Dhanvat Pranam Prabhuji for such an amazing class. I really love hearing to you. One of the questions that I had, I think it was actually asked in previous classes, but I think I cut off, I couldn't understand. So there was this question that even if we have reached Goloka Vrindavana, are there any possibilities that we might come down? Because in the end, we know that Krishna will give us our individuality. He will fulfill our wish if we'll tell him that, yeah, I want to go back. I want to have fun. And so is it still going to be possible, or I don't know, are we just going to be there? Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
So actually, I tried to answer that question, and then I heard a class of Indra Yumna Swami, which was a few days ago. Actually, I heard his class, and Prabhupada was asked the same question. So Prabhupada was asked, he said, Prabhupada, when we go to Golaka Vrindavan, will we be coming back again? Because So Prabhupada said, just think, when you are there, you will actually think of a material planet, but it will be like a bad dream. Yeah. So he said, just think about a bad dream in here. So when you have it in a material, world, if you have a bad dream, would you want that bad dream to appear, like a right, you want that to be there. Um, so the answer is that it's like a bad dream that you don't want to actually. So when you are there, you will have a bad dream about material planets and the miserable conditions of the material planets. And once you think about the miserable conditions of the material planet, you won't want to come back, and that will be like a bad dream. You don't want to come back. So that's my answer, because that is an answer which I got from somebody else, not my personal answer, but this is what Prabhupada answered.
So it's like the soul is still going to remember everything that it has gone through on this earth, in this material planet.
No, you won't remember. It will be like a bad dream. So it's like when you are asleep, it will be like something on the background in your bad dream. You won't remember fully, but it will be a bad dream that you don't want to come back to this planet again.
Okay, okay. Yes, I get it. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay.
And one more point I wanted to add it, I want to add is that I heard this from one of the Maharaj in lecture where someone asked him that what is the best way we can serve Krishna. The only two words he said is punctuality and cleanliness. These are the two words that Maharaj said, which I just wanted to share.
Okay, that's
Hare
quite good.
Krishna.
Yeah. Okay.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Richa, for that sharing of what Maharaj said. I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of Shekhar Solanki. He is new on this group. So, Prabhuji, we are very grateful that you have joined. And thank you for coming. And please keep on coming to the class. We'd like to welcome you, and we can welcome Shekhar with 3 Haribols. Haribol,
Haribo,
Haribol, Haribol.
Haribo.
Okay, any more questions or comments? Okay, I think we have exhausted our time, but just a quick recap. This is recorded and it'll be on our YouTube link in case if you want to refer to it. But the main topic for discussion today was that in order to attain the Supreme, we need to have unalloyed devotion. So not mixed with anything, like how Prabhuji said, gold, whether it's 8 carat, it is still mixed. If it is 12 carat, it is still mixed. Only 24 karat gold is pure gold, like that. We should have unalloyed devotion. And then Prabhuji went and told us about the 6 opulences and the 10 offenses and the 5 types of prema. And we should be aspiring for pure devotion by our pure love and take whatever Krishna gives us. And then he again revised the yoga ladder with us, which is very good because we need to be kept on reminding of it. And we can definitely attain the Supreme with our devotion, which is Bhakti Yoga, which is the highest form. And just to recap that the Lord has a form, he has an abode, and both the material and spiritual energy is in him. So this is just a quick recap of what was mentioned today. If there are no more comments or questions, we can end the session today. Everybody kindly unmute and let's chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Shri Avinash Prabhuji ki jai.
Jai.
All Vaishnava ki jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna. Ravi Prabhuji, you are very silent today. I hope you are there. Hare Krishna.